on his first season as well.
And lost.
Yeah, and lost. And has Jose Mourinho won?
I bet you he wins it. I'll bet you 50 quid he wins.
Based on what? Based on what?
Based on the fact it's Jose in a
Easy money.
Lee, I got £50. £50 we don't win this League Cup, yeah? Cool.
Yeah,
Everyone's seen this.
I'll tell you why he wins
When I
it.
get my money, cool.
And I'll tell you why he wins it. You do not back against Jose Mourinho in a one-off final. Because that guy...
Listen, yo, people, lateness is greatness. You already know what time it is. It's time for the London Club's Carnage show. And listen, that clip, right, there's so much going on there because obviously Lee was going for Tottenham to win with Jose Mourinho. It's a whole different ball game when a certain Ryan Mason gets at the helm. So, I mean, how are you boys doing this? Bank transfer, Mark.
Look at him, he's smiling, bro. Man's smiling.
Pay me in gold coins.
I'll pay you in 1p if you carry on. I actually said in that clip, and you heard it quite clearly, quite a few times. I bet you he wins it. Jose will win it. Yeah. Jose will win it. Jose went the manager, bruv. I got stitched.
You know what? Yeah, as I said, like I don't mind rescinding the bet because your stipulation was on Jose Mourinho because for me, with or without Jose Mourinho, we were not going to win that final.
I'll pay you the money, bruv. It's cool. I even tweeted you straight after the game to give me.
You did, yeah. I saw the tweet.
After this.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, just text me. I'll send it straight over, man. Come on, the bet's a bet, innit?
Cool.
We got to start with that game, right? And obviously the parameters of the main point that we were making a couple of weeks ago was Jose Mourinho being in charge. Lee, how do you feel about the fact that he got sacked the day before the cup final? Because I know Toby's thoughts on it. He was arguing with Robbie on his channel for time about this, for ages and ages and ages. But there is, Jose Mourinho is a better manager than Ryan Mason. And obviously you was talking about a one-off game and what can happen. We mentioned Wigan, we mentioned Arsenal against Man City in the semi-final. So many instances where clubs that you think have absolutely no chance. You even mentioned Arsenal versus Chelsea Conte era when I was going back through the footage, when Chelsea were looking unstoppable and you guys just turned up on the day and won. When you sack someone who has a pedigree of winning in the past, and you bring in a Ryan Mason, do you not just take your percentage chances down from 5% to like 0?
It was higher than 5% in the first place.
Yeah.
And I know Toby's like so adamant that he weren't going to win with Jose and blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, right, I remember when Jose went to La Liga with Real Madrid. Yes, Real Madrid are a different team, I get it. But he went there and got battered 5-0 in the first El Clasico. I watched the game. Yeah, the very next El Clasico, Jose had his pants down, mate. Yeah, same team, same players. Yeah, I think the following season, I think he beat him as well. Yeah, and then if you look at it in one-off matches, it's like as an underdog, you want Jose as your manager because that guy will he's bruv. Look at when he took into Milan and beat Barcelona. Yeah, yes, it's a different team to Tottenham. I get all of that, but like he has beaten Pep twice since he's been Tottenham manager. Yeah, I think Bergwijn scored in his debut against Man City. Yeah, and I think Lo Celso scored the winner in the following game, like the following season. So he has beaten Pep. Pep's not unbeatable. Leeds United proved that the other week.
Yeah.
And Leeds United sat back, yeah, and just hit him on the break. You could have done that with that manager. You had no chance whatsoever with Ryan Mason. You had a chance with Jose. Whether he would have won or not, it's irrelevant now because we'll never know. But if you want a manager to shithouse you a trophy in a final up against a super team, he's your manager, mate. Yeah, because he has the facilities and the capabilities to do that. He has proven it. Even though Tottenham are not great, even though they've got players that are not playing well at the moment, the fact is, it's a trophy. He would have been drumming it into him. Look, you could be heroes at this club. You could win the cup. Yes, it's only the League Cup, but it's still a cup. Yeah, he would have been drumming it into him. Look, they're not that great. Leeds United beat them, blah, blah, blah. They have lost games this season that you'd expect them to win. So I just think it was ridiculous. Yeah, and like, I don't know what you want as a football club, bruv. You're probably, there's talk that you're going to get Gareth Southgate. Fucking hell. Like
If
Gareth
that happens,
Southgate,
I'm gonna laugh.
yeah, Gareth Southgate on one
crazy.
side and Sangria Southgate on the other side in the North London derby. Do you know what I mean? Where are our clubs going here? Because I don't understand what Tottenham want. If Tottenham want a nice free-flowing attacking style, well, why'd you get rid of Poch? Do you know what I'm saying? But then that weren't winning you a trophy. Yeah, that wasn't winning you titles. That wasn't winning you anything. This guy got you to a final in his first full season, and you sack him 5 days before the final. That makes no sense to me whatsoever, because you hired him to win trophies, and he got you into a final where you could, and you had a 50% chance of winning it, because on a one-off game, it's 50-50.
I think, Toby, I have to ask you, because I've
What's happened?
turn back time, and you could keep Jose Mourinho for one. What's going on with my connection? If you could keep Jose Mourinho for one more game, and then sack him after the cup final, would you go back and change it?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it because I'd be lying to myself if I said I would change it, because I can't ignore everything that was happening with our team. And for the millionth time, it's not all down to Jose Mourinho. Notice how I said with or without Jose Mourinho, we weren't winning that game, because right now as a side, we're not good enough to beat Man City. So whatever boost that not even the good Jose Mourinho could give, but this poor imitation of Jose Mourinho could give is marginal at best. So it was not going to be enough. It was not going to be enough to get us over the line against Man City, because a lot of people say you could shithouse your way to a cup final, etc. You could do this, you could do that, but the team has been on its knees for the whole of 2021. We have been bopped by every single poor team you could think of. Zagreb, Newcastle, Everton aren't really a poor side, but they were depleted and they bopped us off the park. And this is with us having like a lot of our first teamers available as well. So for me, I'm just not really sure what additional tune he could have got out of these players to get us over the line against Man City. It's not to say Man City are invincible. They're not invincible. Leeds have beaten them. Man United, I think Man United beat them a couple of weeks ago. Like, they are beatable, but they're also a very good side. And more importantly, they're a well-drilled side. And when you look at the performances that we've had against Man City in the last 2 times, I gave Jose Mourinho credit for the win we had against them this season in reverse, because I thought we were organised and I thought we limited the number of clear-cut opportunities they had. Our defending was excellent that game, but you look at the statistics of that game in comparison to the cup final, they're not too dissimilar. And then the first game he won against Pep Guardiola, when Steven Bergwijn scored that goal, anyone who watched that game knows we had God on our side that game, because there was no way on earth we should have been able to win that game 2-0. Impossible. We were absolutely battered from start to finish. They missed the penalty. They had about 5 or 6 glaring chances.
And that's exactly why you had a chance in the final with Joe.
But what I'm saying is, you can't put that down to Jose Mourinho. And those freak results, they don't happen regularly. So for me, I would rather take my chances of not having his influence on the team than having his influence on the team and hoping for a shithouse. Because as you can see with the way we were headed, his influence on the team was at a detriment to us. It was at a detriment. So a lot of it's all good playing the guesswork game. Oh, Jose would have done this. Jose could have done that. Blah blah blah. But we were fed up with Jose for months. And as I said on the stream when he first got sacked, my only grievance with the sacking isn't that he wasn't in the dugout for the final. My only grievance for the sacking is that it wasn't done months ago. Because if it had been done months ago, maybe we could have gotten a proper interim manager to see us out for the rest of the season. Maybe we could have got someone to actually help us hit our objective before the season was done. So,
I mean, Corey, where do you stand on all this? Because some will say experience and know-how is at least something in this game. Do you know what I mean? That he could have brought to the table that Ryan Mason doesn't have. He was already looking quite tactically naive with the lineup. So what do you make of it all?
Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it, with the lineup? Didn't play Ndombele and players like that. I think the problem is that I understand that the problem with Mourinho, and I think, yeah, he probably should have left Tottenham. I was surprised that they sacked him. I thought they were going to leave it to the end of the season. But again, if the alternative's Ryan Mason for a cup final, I don't quite get it. I don't know what, and the way that they would have played against Man City probably would have been exactly the way that Jose would have played against them. So there was no real difference. And to be honest, I don't think Tottenham would have won anyway with Mourinho. If I'm honest, there may have been a bit more of a chance. We're talking in small percentages here, just because he's been there before and he's beaten Pep in a final, but. Yeah, the timing's weird for me. I do get it from a league perspective, though. Give them a boost, give them the next 5 games, see if they can do something. But from a cup final point of view, I still would have had him in there just because of the alternative. I don't really get the logic.
Yeah,
we didn't want Ryan Mason, but I think the logic, however flawed it was, and it was flawed because I think even if I take off my Jose influence or whatever, like as a Spurs fan, Blinko. From an objective point of view, it screams a lack of planning and a lack of sense in footballing decisions. For you to bring a manager in that you shouldn't have brought in the first place, nobody wanted to touch this guy with a barge pole, but you brought him in, you put him on a 3.5-year deal, only for you to then sack him 6 days before a final. Objectively speaking, we look like clowns. We look like clowns, and that's a fact. We look like clowns, and the guys that are making our footballing decisions keep getting the football decisions wrong. But from a Spurs point of view, from a fan point of view, watching this team week in, week out, I can see why they did that. I can see why they wanted his influence removed from this squad, this already fragile squad, this already declining squad in terms of quality, this already inconsistent, poor squad. I can see why they wanted to remove his influence ahead of this game because he was not serving us any purpose heading into that final. He wasn't.
I have to say as well, Laporte should have been sent off. I have to say that because you weren't in the game. I know, we speak about the performance. They weren't playing well. They didn't look like as if they was ever really going to get anything out of it with the way that you approached it. But I have to say, yes, City dominated, but there should have been a man down. And if the referee had some kahunas, as Troy Deeney would say, he would have booked him for the first challenge, and then he would have been sent off. Well, maybe he doesn't make the second challenge if he's on a yellow. Probably not. But if you're looking at it just on a blank canvas, he should have been sent off for the 2 fouls that he made. Do you think, do you kind of like sympathize with that at all? Or do you think, listen, the games, we just didn't deserve to? Because when my team play, I don't really like to make these refereeing excuses of, this could have happened, that could have happened, especially if we didn't play well. So do you just feel like the performance just didn't warrant anything anyway?
Yeah, I don't think our performance warranted anything. We had 2 shots the whole game. Our midfielders were weak in possession when they had the ball. They couldn't get the ball to our attackers, and Son was absolutely pathetic. Our fullbacks, Aurier had it was weird. He was getting roasted in the first 5 minutes, then he recovered, and then gives away a stupid foul that led to the free kick, which resulted in their goal. Reguilon, Mahrez absolutely rinsed him from London from London back to
my brother, yeah, my brother.
Mahrez had him on strings. He was terrible. So yes, Laporte, 2 bookable offences. He should have been sent off, but I'm not going to cling on to it because I'm not going to beg for a red card. I'm looking to my team's performance. I'm not looking to cards. I'm looking to my team's performance. And I think even with 10 men, they probably would have beaten us as well. That's how bad we were.
I think you shook up Don Robbie when you went on there and you said that you're actually betting on Tottenham to lose. Like, you're very, I give it to you, you're consistent, Toby. You're a realist. You're not playing games.
Robbie and Steve were like, how can you not back your team to win this final? I said, because I have sense. Because I have sense. Like, I'm not one of these happy-go-lucky, Jack the lad, this, that, and the other. I'm not one of these guys. I make my own opinions, and I speak my own opinions. If you don't agree with my opinions, that's cool. But I can't watch what I've watched the last couple of months and then just think I'm going to see a different product just because it's a cup final. It doesn't work like that, bro.
To be fair, it does work like that sometimes. Because when we played Chelsea, we played Chelsea in the last 2 FA Cup finals, nobody gave Arsenal a chance. Yeah, especially the 2017 one. Chelsea had just won the league under Conte, record-breaking wins that season. I was at Wembley for that game. I didn't find a single fan for either side that gave Arsenal a prayer. And that was our best performance all season. Last season, we were shocking. We were getting hammered by everyone. Like, it was just a disgrace. we got to the final against Chelsea, and I thought, nah, no chance. And then Aubameyang just done the magic in the final, and the rest was history. Do you know what I'm saying? So it can happen. Wigan done it against Man City. Leeds beat Man City the other day. So it can happen, but I get what you're saying, Toby. I get it, because I'm kind of the same with Arteta. Like if he gets to the final, I ain't even confident he'd win it. Yeah, but I think the difference between Arteta and Jose at Tottenham was Arteta's a little bit lucky, whereas Jose ain't really had much luck. Yeah, he got to the final, of course, but Arteta's been extremely lucky since he's been here, that a whole host of things have gone in his favour, whereas I don't think Jose had that at Tottenham. Like, he hasn't been lucky. He's always like, just something's not quite fitted in or something's not quite gone right, whereas Arteta always seems to get a result when it looks like he's never getting it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we go 8 games without a win, then we go and spank up West Brom or something. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what I will say though, Lee? I think even in both those seasons, because we know you were terrible in that Chelsea one, the first one under Conte. It was a poor couple of months you lot in the league, but the semi-final game alone against Man City when you won 2-1, it gave me, as a impartial fan, it made me think, surely Chelsea can't let this team win, because they've really played well against Man City here. Like, there was something for you to cling on to against a top side. And then in the Arteta season, say what you know me, I'll slag off Arteta. I think he should be sacked, etc. But look at that performance you put in the semi-finals. I didn't give you a chance in the finals, but at least you had something to cling on to with the semi. For the whole of 2021, we have nothing to cling on to against a side even close to that.
It's great, isn't it? Should I just get the needle out? Inject this into my veins, bro. Like, it's great. It's actually great.
Any side, any half-decent side that we've come up against in 2021, we've struggled. That's why it was unfathomable for me to see this team win on Sunday. I only got some level of optimism in the final stages around like 65, 70 minutes, because I was shocked. I'm like, right, it's still 0-0. Yeah. Like, there is genuinely an opportunity for us to actually get something out of this game, because God was, again, fortunately, we weren't 1-0 behind, and then boom, it happens.
Just to answer this super chat before we move on to the Chelsea West Ham result. Some people are saying Corey's stressed after that result. So we're going to talk about that.
We'll talk about that red card. Don't worry.
Lee, Toby, who do you think will sell first up between Stan Kroenke and Daniel Levy? Neither. If you had to pick one, I guess, because obviously they have to go at some point, surely.
No, why do they?
Why do they have to go?
Josh Kroenke is going to get it handed down to him if he ain't already the owner. Yeah, and it is his dad, Stan, that's the owner. So it'll be handed down to Josh. And I don't know how old Joe Lewis is, but he's got to be, 60, 70? Yeah, lives on a nice yacht, 113 million pound yacht in the Caribbean. Bruv, man's loving life. He don't give a shit, bruv. He probably didn't even know there was 20 people outside with a banjo. Do you know what I'm saying?
What I will say though is this: I think we probably, as a club, in the way we're ran, I think we probably geared ourselves towards a takeover more than Arsenal. When you look at what we've put into the stadium, the NFL piece, when you look at how sustainable our finances are in terms of our wages, when you look at the money that we're bringing in now, etc., I think there's enough there to sort of gear the club towards potential American-backed takeover. I'm not sure when that will happen, but I think the strides that the club has made, especially from a stadium point of view, it tells me that, like, yeah, ideally they want an American to buy this club, but I can't see Enoch. That's what I was saying last week. I can't see Enoch setting up anytime soon.
Those protests didn't help. I can't lie to you. If you wanted him out, that's just...
No, listen. But there's going to be more protests, isn't it? There's going to be more protests on the 15th of May to get Enoch to.
Imagine turning up with a banjo and a mic Yeah.
Those were the first.
And then somebody else turning up, going in the club shop, buying something out the shop and holding the fucking banner up.
I heard
Mate,
embarrassing, mate.
They're the laughing stock of London, bro. Real talk.
Yeah, but those
have
are
been.
the first fans, and I think you're gonna see a much stronger response on the 15th of May. And to be honest, I might even join that one on the 15th of May, because whether it's Enoch or not, something needs to give. We need change. We can't have another summer of stagnation. We can't have another season of stagnation. And some fans are rightly fed up with Enoch and fed up with the way they've moved in recent weeks and the way we've been moving the last couple of seasons. So I think you're definitely going to see a much stronger fan rebuttal to Enoch's bullshit over the past couple of weeks on the 15th of May.
You might get 30 people then.
Listen, you'll see it. It's gonna. We play a game that day, so you'll see.
I don't know what it is about where your stadium's located. I just don't see protests happening there. I don't know why. I just don't see it. But
isn't it a bit?
Yeah, it's right.
Isn't it a bit split though between Enoch in terms of like with other clubs, West Ham particularly, it's very much bored out. But with Tottenham, it's a bit like people are not on the fence, but they've not gone to that length really for people to be like, get them out. Because in a way,
I'm on the fence.
Got the stadium.
I'm one of the people that's on the fence, and you got people that are on the fence, and you got people that are Enoch in, because, as I said, the factors that I mentioned last week, Spurs are not a club that are backed by their owners financially like Chelsea and Man City. I'm not even trying to take shots from these. I'm just saying as it is. Nor are Spurs a humongous name like Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal.
Yeah. So
we've had to do our shit organically, and we were a side that we were mediocre FC, like mid-table Mike. That's what we were. Mm-hmm. And then Enoch take over our club, and since then we've seen the club rise and rise and rise and rise and rise, and now we're at a point of stagnation or even decline. So when you've seen the club rise and rise and rise, and you don't want to attribute any of the progress to the owners, but when everything goes bad, you want to attribute all of the blame on the owners, that's where there needs to be some sort of a middle ground. Enoch are not saints. And I've said it myself. If they get it wrong this summer, again, I can't do this fence sitting thing. I can't do it anymore. But at the same time, you cannot look objectively at their time at the club over the 21 years or whatever it is, and say that it's been a complete disaster.
No, of course not. No. I have to, let's see. Well, I'm going to ask this. I'm going to read out this super chat as well, just to conclude on this before we move on. Did y'all see the Athletic report on how toxic Jose Mourinho was at Tottenham? The players really needed Jose Mourinho gone. I understand Tobs completely. So that's from Tobs' points earlier. I didn't actually see that Athletic article, actually, to be honest.
I did. But I think
it was probably a long-ass biography.
Yeah, it was. You know, the Athletic, they love all that spiel, man, all the time. But I think some of our players are shit and crybabies. It's not all Jose Mourinho.
Why was Son crying, fam? What was that all about?
Every week, didn't he?
No, this is becoming a bit of a joke.
Bro,
I used to feel sorry for him. Now I'm not so sure.
How many times does he want to cry? Like he put in a 3 out of 10 performance, and you have the audacity to cry.
Right. What a bunch of fucking weirdos! It's like, oh man, I swear, Tobes, you're one of maybe 5 Tottenham fans I know that are actually all right. The rest of them and this team, yeah, the whole club as a whole are just a laughing stock, bro. Your sound and a couple of my other pals at Tottenham, yeah, bro. I've never met a Tottenham fan that ain't a fucking weirdo. Real talk.
That's fine. We do have some weirdos, but we have some good people in our fan base.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you do. But I've never met him. But as for Son, bruv, do you know what? If you said to any football fan on the planet, how many people would turn up to a protest for Tottenham? They would have probably said about 12, like, which was there, because they know your club is a laughing stock. If you ask any football fan on the planet, yeah, if Tottenham were to lose the cup final, who's the one you'd put money on crying? Everyone would say Son, because he's just a fucking baby. Yeah, it's nothing out of the ordinary with this football club. There's a chain of events that have happened over the last decade at this football club, yeah, that it's just standard procedure now. You are literally the laughing stock of London, bro. Real talk.
I think Lee, you're definitely up there as well. I can't lie.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna get onto your team. We're not gonna
wrong.
pretend like as if you man are not a laughing
Yeah.
stock as well.
We'll
So
talk about Leno.
that's one thing we're not gonna do, because
Yeah.
your team.
You got dumped out by
Your team really do make me laugh. I'm not gonna lie, because do you know what it is with Tottenham? Tottenham, no disrespect, we're never actually winning stuff, so they haven't got as far to fall. Whereas you guys, the Invincibles and all this stuff, all the statues outside the ground of Bergkamp and Henry and everything, you guys are genuinely making me laugh, because the way that you guys have fallen is so funny, and the way that some of your man then protect your manager after the amount of defeats you've had at home is generally it is starting to make me.
Yeah, but bruv, how can Tottenham fans stand outside their stadium the other day with a banjo singing "We want our Tottenham back"? What fucking Tottenham do you want back? Like, which one is it? What, Gary Mabbott and all them ones? Like, do you know what I mean? What Tottenham are you on about? You've never won anything.
Yeah, but I think what they want is they want ownership where the right footballing decisions are being made.
Phone Lord Sugar up, mate. Phone Lord Sugar. I'm sure he'll come back.
It's not about, but Lee, it's not about wanting Lord Sugar. It's more a case
You're
of
fired.
it's honestly, it's more a case of why are we doing this? It's more a case of wanting, as I said, wanting literally the right decisions to be made. That's what they want. They want the right decisions to be made.
No, do you know? I'll tell you what it is, Toby. Right? Because let's be real, yeah. Right. Let's all, like, with all due respect, these people are billionaires because they make the right decisions. Yeah, they make the right business decisions. We ain't a billionaire because we ain't making them decisions, bruv. Right? So football fans, I find it funny as fuck, including myself as well. Yeah. Trying to divert all the smoke. Corey chilling. Exactly. I'm saving Corey, bro. Don't worry, I'm saving him.
No, you're not going to save Corey. I have got this West Ham result waiting on him. Don't worry.
No, yeah, this is my point. Yeah, how hypocritical is it of not billionaires, i.e., the normal people out there, to criticize billionaires? Like, I find it funny, but at the same time, I still do it because I think I know how to run that club better than them. Yeah, and I'm sure that every other football fan on the planet thinks they can do a better job than Stan Kroenke. But like, same with Tottenham, same with anyone else. But they're billionaires for a reason, mate, because they make the right fucking decisions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think Lee, it's more a case of they make the right business decisions. Well, from our point of view, Daniel Levy, excellent businessman, but they make poor footballing decisions, and it's got to the point now where it's not one good decision, one bad decision. From an Enoch point of view, they're consistently making poor footballing decisions now. I can't remember the last time they've got a football decision right. That's benefited the club greatly. They're making wrong decisions over and over again. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, you're right. But that was undoing a poor decision in the first place, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, it cancels each other out. We're not gonna let Corey hide any longer. Corey, talk to me.
Come on.
What happened over the weekend? Because listen. As far as I'm concerned, I was
better squad than Arsenal, yeah. Champions League football, Corey, yeah.
Nah, listen, you relax, mate. I'd rather have Moisey, the best manager in London at the minute, than Ryan Mason.
Okay, cool.
Listen, yeah, that game, right? I was quite surprised at West Ham because I was expecting hell on earth when we went to your ground, and it wasn't really like that. We could have won 2-3 goals clear. You know, we had a lot of chances. Obviously, Werner missed a big chance after Mason Mount shot. Mason Mount tested Fabianski quite a few times. Lingard was the only one that really looked like as if he was trying to create something out of nothing. What happened there? Was it Declan Rice gone or just not good enough on the day? What's going on there?
I don't really like getting into the injuries excuse because I just hate seeing it. But I just feel that we could have competed better against Chelsea. Look at Mickey and Declan. I know what they're thinking. Yeah. But the thing is, I've watched that guy. Yeah, here he's out.
They got a better squad than Arsenal, Toby. Do you remember that one? Do you know what I mean?
Listen, mate, I'm not being funny. About 2 weeks ago, he's bigging it up, going, Leno's better than Fabianski, and he's dropped an absolute clanger against.
We're getting
anyway, look, back to the game. Now, listen, I've watched it. I thought we were all right. I didn't think Chelsea was maybe as in the second half. You barely had a chance. Werner hasn't got his shooting boots on, and ironically, he scores against West Ham, and we give him a nice goal. To be honest, mate, I just didn't think we had enough. No, we had no focal point. I think Lingard tried. Bowen did okay, but again, not enough creativity. And then the players that come on, Lanzini, Benrahma, didn't offer anything. So it's just annoying. It's just annoying. A different time with a different squad. Maybe we compete a bit more, but I didn't think Chelsea were that great, to be honest. I didn't think it was like I thought they were going to be dominant and this, that, and the other. But to be fair, I thought we restricted you a fair bit. And yeah, mate, it's one of them ones. Unfortunately, I can't. I'd love to dig West Ham out and find like a real negative point, but what's this guy going? Fabianski, he got the best goalkeeper in London the other day.
Listen, Fabianski made a lot of good saves in that game. We had a lot of shots. Mason Mount was popping them from range. We had a lot of efforts on goal, and Fabianski was saving them. So I can't. I'm not going to dig him out today. I just feel like that game for me, I was quite surprised because I feel like, look, Chelsea have got quite a hectic fixture schedule as well. We just came off the back of a really, really poor result against Brighton 0-0. And I think, at times you can say that there's definitely, we don't ever pam a team. As you can see, we only scored 1 goal. We create loads of opportunities. So you was always in the game. And I just expected you guys to be a bit more of a threat on our goal. I think I'm looking at it now, but it's very hard to criticize you at the same time because you are overachieving to such an extent. So it might be just you guys reaching your limitations. I'm not quite sure. I mean, do you still think you can qualify after that result? Let me take a look at the league table because it was a big result. Obviously, we was level on points going into the game with the same games played, and then it kind of set you back now 3 points behind. But I mean, it's probably going to go to the last day.
That's the problem. It was basically a 6-pointer. And we didn't really have any other personnel or solution to try and deal with Chelsea or switch it up. We brought Fredericks in, which I thought was interesting playing him against Azpilicueta because I thought actually he did play all right. And to be fair, like technically I don't really rate him, but just those ball carriers, I thought he was all right. But again, like there's nothing, we didn't really challenge your back three at all. There was no one going in beyond. There was nothing. Whereas your front three, they were constantly making runs. Pulisic was trying to stretch us apart. So we always had things to think about. But that's frustrating for me because I think we look back at January and say, you sold Allaire, we got 20 mil in. We brought Lingard in, fair enough, but we didn't bring in a focal point, a striker, just anybody just to give us something else. And we were always going to get to this point where, listen, we were riding on Declan being fit for a season. He goes out, we've missed him, but we've coped relatively well. Then you've got a couple of other injuries in there. And Mikel Antonio probably out for the season. There's nothing else. And you rely on your bench to turn up.
You didn't replace Haller, did you? You just sold him to Ajax. And
oh, mate, we're not going to get. West Ham aren't going to see that 20 million again. They're already piping up the board and saying they gave it to Benrahma. So we're skint, and and the problem is as well, mate. Like we've got to compete. We're honestly, it's terrible.
Where is Benrahma as well? Can I just ask? Because
he's on the bench. He's still there.
Like everybody was talking him up to be like I said, I was very impressed with him last season at Brentford in the Championship. He was looking like the Championship Neymar, and he's come up and he hasn't really shown anything. I mean,
he's one of them guys where he splits our whole fan base because either you give him a bit of time and you sort of see the talent, or people are saying, "Where's the goal? Where's he?" And to be honest, he was growing into the team. But now every time I watch him, because he literally shot from 25, 30 yards against you lot.
Poor decision making. Yeah.
Oh, mate, what are you doing? And he's coming on for 20 minutes and just panicking. He's trying to impress. He's trying to do too much. But I don't think in the Championship, I was watching some clips of some of the goals he scored the other day. He's got time. He can set himself. In the Premier League, you don't have that time. Against Chelsea, you will not get that time. And he hasn't. He can beat a man 2 or 3, and then all of a sudden he'll make the wrong pass. And it's like to get to the Premier League level and to show his talent, he's got to improve. Otherwise, we're going to be sitting here in the summer or the next transfer window and going, maybe we cash in. If someone offers 20, 25 mil, maybe we just bring someone in that's better.
I remember over the summer, Chelsea fans were dying for him. Well, not dying for him, but definitely an option.
I wanted Eze for who went to Crystal Palace because I think he would have been a better fit for West Ham. And I thought Benrahma's the more talented player, but is he going to fit in with what Moisey wants? But
Moisey, that's all he is. He's got all the skill, no end product. He's bang average with end product. He's more of a FIFA street player than he is a footballer. We were linked to him for ages. Our fan base was gushing over him. I was like, "What are you watching?"
But the thing is, Lee, he wouldn't have coped at an Arsenal because the pressure would have been on him to perform and get the end. At West Ham, he's got a little bit of breathing space. But even some of our fans now are like, "Don't play him." But we had the same with Fornals last year. Fornals didn't offer anything. He was rubbish. He was misplacing passes left, right, and centre. Now he's calmed down a bit. So we just got to keep hold of him. We haven't got the money to bring anyone in. If we sell him, we're probably going to get 10 mil less for him. So you might as well just keep hold of him and hope he comes good. But I do agree, he's underperforming now when we need it most.
I'm gonna
I think.
Oh.
Sorry, look, I was going to say. I think he's definitely a player who can burst for West Ham. Like he's one who can pass, he can dribble. I think his end product has been Higgy, and his decision making is poor. But I think what's the word I'm looking for? Him acclimatizing to this league has not been easy. So he might come good next season. I think he's definitely. It's one that shocked me. I didn't expect him to be as bad as he's been, but I still think there's some upside there for West Ham. And I think from your perspective as a club, I think you need to be keeping him and seeing what can come of it. Because I look at your wide options now. There are other players that I would look to get rid of before Benrahma. Like I would look to get rid of Lanzini. I know he scored that great goal this season, but I'd look to get rid of him. Injury prone, inconsistent. So I don't know, man. I feel like surely he's got more to offer West Ham. Surely he has to.
Yeah, I think
you see that comment. Benrahma's a baller. They don't use him properly. That's the whole thing. But he has to adapt. Like he has to improve. Like I think he's had enough time, to be fair. And he's no doubt he's a talented player. But
if you go on Wish, yeah, you know the app Wish. If you go on Wish, right, and type in Riyad Mahrez, Benrahma turns up, bruv.
Listen, I hope he proves you wrong, mate.
He's got skills. He's got agility. He's got a little bit of pace. Like very technically good. Bruv, he ain't suited for Premier League. He's
so
Lee,
what's he not got then that you don't think he's going to get in his second season?
To me?
Yeah, what do you think?
Product.
Well,
you
do you not think in the second season
you can't teach decision making, bruv. You've either got it or you ain't. Yeah, his decision making shocking. I see him take 3 men on a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember what game it was. I think it might have been us.
Yeah,
might have been us.
I know what you're talking about.
He literally skinned 3 men around him.
I remember it.
Yeah, dragged back, nutmeg, off he went, bang, and then just spooned it straight out for a throw.
Here's the mad thing, though. If he beats 3 of those men and he plays a simple pass and we get just maybe put it in the corner, then all of a sudden people give him a bit more credit in the bank. But every time he gets it, he goes. Well, you see Matisse. I think he got it on the left hand side against you lot, and then rather than putting the ball in, he squared up someone on the right. I can't remember who it was, and then beat him and then put a cross and you cleared it. It's like every time he gets the ball, he just wants to square him up. And I'm like, there's no need to take that many touches. Just get in the box and do something. It is frustrating, but hopefully he comes good. Hopefully.
I'm going to read out your next fixtures. You got 5 fixtures left, and I want to get your take on whether you're going to finish in the top 4 now. In like just assertive take, right?
Yeah. All right, cool.
Because there's not many games to go, and
you'll clip it up though, mate. I know you. You'll clip it up and play at the end of the season.
Yes, I will. And if Pulisic plays like he did last night again, I'll be clipping up some of these brothers down below me as well. Burnley, you've got next. At least just
clip away.
Burnley versus West Ham on Monday. You've got Everton at home. Then you've got Brighton away, West Brom away, Southampton at home. Where do you think you're going to finish?
8th.
You'll be lucky if you're in top 4.
I would love them to plummet down to 8th. I would love
They can. They're only 3 points behind Everton. That's right, ahead of Everton.
What is with the West Ham hate? I don't get it. I'm
more worried about. You see Burnley beating Wolves 4-0. I was like, that's all we need to go up there with their bit of confidence in Chris Wood. I'm gonna go. I'll go 5th because I think the problem is we've given you that 3-point lead. So and I can't see you slipping up. There's no way. You've got the squad to do it. So that's where it's become frustrating. But in theory, we should go and beat all of those teams. It should really be an excuse.
Let me see if I can convince
you.
So
let me get this straight. So West Ham are 2 points ahead of us, 1 point ahead of Liverpool, 3 points ahead of Everton, even though Everton have played a game less.
Oh God!
Champions League could be turning into Europa Conference League real quick. Or not even that. Man. Yo.
You say Chelsea
they finished 8th though after the season they've had. Like it'd be mad.
They got some favourable fixtures, let me say. Favourable fixtures, but boy, if West Ham finish 8th, your cup final that you beat us in all those months ago.
Chelsea, by the way, Chelsea, who are above you, have Fulham at home, Manchester City away, Arsenal at home, Leicester at home, and Aston Villa away. Does that make you feel any better?
Yeah, much better. The thing is, look, if we get Creswell Antonio, which we probably won't, and Declan back, then maybe. But we got to turn up, mate. We got to turn up for these games. And I'm worried a bit. The Newcastle game was probably the first time this season I've seen us just absolutely bottle it, other than maybe Arsenal. But like the whole game was just pathetic.
Big boy Joe Willock stepping up, yeah. Joe Willock FC, bruv. Yeah.
What a player! What a player Joe Willock is. Honestly, we're never going to keep him out.
Do you know what's funny? It's like we've single-handedly just helped Chelsea fucking in all of the fixtures he scored.
Yes.
Like every goal he scored has helped Chelsea.
Yes. Joe Willock is shit as well, so I don't really understand.
Shut up, man. Listen, he gets in your dead midfield with fucking Harry Winks. You know what I'm saying? Harry Winks. He should be an extra in Towie, the little pretty boy.
Harry Winks should be sold at Spurs, though. Harry Winks should be sold, bro.
But we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, Leno and Fabianski. I think it's important that we talk about Leno because I think Leno single-handedly cost you the game, Lee. What did you make of that mistake? Because that was atrocious, wasn't it?
I can't stop laughing at Towie.
I was going to sip that. It's a good job I didn't. I would have ruined my Mac. But Leno's a clown, bruv. I've been telling everyone for time he's shit. Yeah, and all I get is, oh yeah, but he had an injury and he's come back and he's shut up, man. Yeah, like seriously, at the end of the day, the geezer is just a clown. Like honestly, like why is he trying to do his best Superman impression every game? Like Superman ain't saving shit, bruv. Yeah, like I remember we played you. Look at the smile on Matisse's face. Bruv, I remember when we played you and we were coasting that game comfortably at the end. It's 1-0. He come flying out, Superman. Yeah, totally missed the ball. Jorginho tapping. And then Tammy won it at the end. Do you remember? Yeah. And like he does it all the time. Like punched one against Slavia Prague the other week. Like he was already dropping. It's like somebody had just swiped his legs away and he just went boom, like a sack of spuds gone down. Yeah. Like I don't even know how he done that the other day. I can't lie. Yeah. Like, and I said to the father-in-law, I was like, as soon as that penalty got changed for offside by VAR, and let's be real, that was a joke. Yeah, I'm not one to cry about VAR, but that was like get a Rizzler paper out and just like. Maybe it'll fit in between them. Like it was pathetic. And as soon as that went in, I said to him, they'll beat us 1-0 now. But you know what? This is what happens when you have a proper manager. I know it was a little bit lucky with the goal, but Granit Xhaka at left back, Richarlison normally plays left wing. Yeah, the manager just went, yeah, go and fuck Granit Xhaka up the whole game. Yeah. And that was one of Richarlison's best games of the season. I think he's been shit this season every time I've seen him. Yeah, or pretty much every time I've seen him. But he had Granit Xhaka on strings, mate. It was hilarious. And I don't even know. I think that if you did that again 1,000 times, I think Leno would catch every one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, I don't even know what he was doing. And then you got like, we got the reserve goalkeeper. I don't even know why he didn't play him because Leno deserved to be dropped. His performances in the last 2 months have been a joke.
Yeah, but you're talking about Matt Ryan, aren't you?
Yeah, Rat Ryan. He's part of the Rat Army, bro. He wants Arteta out as well. Rat Ryan. Yeah, I would have put him in goal.
I remember a time where your fan base was saying we miss Xhaka and Xhaka's we can't play football.
Our fan base is full of dudes, bro. I wouldn't listen to anything they say, bro. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like they fucking all lord up Granit Xhaka because he played one good game at left back. Yeah, where was he for Richarlison? Spinning him. Yeah, they lord up Danny Ceballos. Oh, Danny Ceballos. Yeah, well done, mate. He's come out today and said that his football's more suited in Spain. Well, fuck off to Cadiz then, because that's your level. Like Hector Bellerin. Oh, make him captain. Captain.
Oh God, don't.
I'm not even going to say the word because you'll get demonetized. See you next Tuesday. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Don't start Bellerin.
They just overrate bang average footballers. Lacazette's
How
having
can Bellerin possibly wear that armband at Arsenal and anybody think that's okay?
Bro, that sums up the fan base. The fan base is worse than the fan base is the biggest problem at this football club. I've said it for years.
You've said it a lot, yeah.
They accept mediocrity. Then, soon as there's a bandwagon, let's all jump on it. Like,
so I have to ask, right? Because there's a lot I want to get into with this. First of all, with Leno, right? What was your opinion when it was between Leno and Martinez last season? Because I said on the Big Six that although Martinez is showing to be way better this season in his performance in Aston Villa, probably goalkeeper of the year, if we're being honest with the circumstances, it would have been quite mad for Arsenal to say we're going to pick Martinez over a few months' form over Leno, who's kind of built up a pedigree.
No, you do it on. No. See, I'm old school with it. Yeah,
keep both.
If you get into the team, whether it be through an injury to the player that you're replacing, or whether it's on form, you keep the shirt until you lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I've always been. If you play well, you get in the team. Yeah, the next game, you start the next game. This modern era of football, it don't really work like that. And all you get is, oh, but they play 2 times a week. They play 2 games a week. Who cares?
He's
Pay
a
me
goalkeeper.
£300 a week. I play every day.
He's a goalkeeper.
Yeah? So. It's not difficult, is it? You're playing you're playing on a Monday and a Saturday, or you're playing on a Sunday and a Thursday. Well, you can't do that twice a week. Like, seriously, I don't get it. So, especially with the goalkeeping position as well, because it's not like they're running anywhere, is it? They're just standing there. They've just got to save the ball. Yeah, they've just got to do a couple of camera saves, which is what Leno's good at. Yeah. But Martinez should have been our number one. Should have been our number one. The way he commands the box, the way he doesn't punch anything, he catches everything. Yeah. Yes, he's made the odd mistake this season. Leno's made the odd mistake every game.
The thing is, I don't think Leno makes... You watch Arsenal more than me, Lee, but the thing is, I don't think Leno makes mistakes every game, but I think Leno makes more mistakes than a lot of people think, because I still think he's a good goalkeeper on his day, and I still think it's the same thing I said with Lloris. It's very rare to find a goalkeeper in modern football who doesn't make mistakes. It's very rare. But Leno, I feel like some Arsenal fans overlook the fact that he is error-prone. He's an error-prone keeper. Before he joined Arsenal, he was an error-prone keeper. After he's joined Arsenal, he's an error-prone keeper. Since he's been in the league or something like that, I think from a goalkeeping point of view, he's one of the highest in terms of goal errors.
Yeah, I think the only goalkeeper that's made more mistakes until, I don't know if that's no, I'd see it from maybe a month ago. I think the only goalkeeper that had made more mistakes with him than him was Everton's goalkeeper, Pickford. Oh. Yeah, would any Arsenal fan take Pickford in goal? No. So why the fuck are we accepting Leno, who's made one mistake less? And that was a month ago. So maybe with that mistake the other night, I don't know if Pickford's been out for a little bit. So maybe they're level now. Yeah, so why are we accepting this guy in goal? There's a geezer in your chat who's chatting absolute breeze, by the way. Asnaf finest. You chat the biggest bollocks I've ever seen in my life. Like, real talk, bruv. Go and get some fresh air, bruv, because it's mashing up your head otherwise. Yeah. Man's scared. Martinez made a mistake in the last game he played. Yeah, tell me how many mistakes Martinez has made this season.
It's not a competition of who's been the better goalkeeper.
Yeah, and he said reaction. It's
not as much as
I had the same. I had someone come to me yesterday and they said, well, you know, Timo Werner might have missed this massive chance in the Champions League, but Messi and Ronaldo missed chances as well. You don't see people.
How are you comparing Werner to Messi and Ronaldo? These people need their heads.
I said, what? Messi and Ronaldo miss chances too. You don't see their fans digging them out. I said, what?
Yeah.
Are you taking a piss?
Let me just clear this because I'm going to block him in a minute because I'm a mod on your channel and he's winding me up.
Whoa.
He says you used to rate Granit Xhaka. Let me just clear something up for all the weirdos that think I rated Granit Xhaka. My best friend, or one of my best friends, his name is Granit. He is Albanian. Yeah. He is Albanian. So when we signed Granit Xhaka, my man said to me, yo, he's Albanian, you know, get his name and number on the shirt. So I got the name and number on the shirt. That was in 2016? Yeah? We're now in 2021 and the geezer's shit. Even he's given up on him. You know what I'm saying? His own countryman has given up on him, bro. Yeah? So if you're going to quote what I'm saying, my friend, quote me properly, innit? You know what I'm saying? Yeah? These people do not chat bollocks, bruv. Like 2016, 5 years later, you're a flip-flop because you don't rate him. Get a life, mate. Go and finger a bird or something. Like, seriously. Yeah, like, you're just a virgin, bruv. Get a life. Seriously, man. It winds me up. It's like, fucking hell, it was 5 years ago.
What?
Anyway,
5 years ago. Big up Monstar in the chat. Oil Boys in the building. That's one of the new shows. Listen, I have to ask as well, right? Because when it comes with Arsenal, a lot of people are saying, obviously, the owner's the biggest problem. But I think Toby's made this point quite a few times with Tottenham. Just because, you know, there's other issues, it doesn't mean you don't tackle one of your other issues. You know what I mean? You don't say, well, Kroenke is the biggest problem, so we're not going to take care of any other issues. If he doesn't win the Europa League, do you think they actually will sack him, or do you think
they have to? I don't think they will, but they have to. They have to sack him. They have to sack him. He's 10th. He's fucking 10th.
Every time you say that,
They have to sack him. I'm sorry. They have to sack him. That is not acceptable. And
Can you see why I get so stressed now? Can you see why I get stressed? Because my team is 10th, bruv.
they have to sack him. They have to sack him. Like, and I don't mean when I say they have to sack him because like how can you be 10th and stuff? It's not me saying this Arsenal squad has a divine right to be in the top 4. It's me saying that this Arsenal squad are much better than 10th. They're 10th.
And this is the
table.
Let me ask Corey a question.
They
Let
can
me
drop
ask
to
Corey a
Juventus.
question, right? Because Corey, you've obviously got Ben Rama playing for you lot that divides opinion. We got Nicola Pepe, yeah. Who would you rather have? Would you rather have Pepe or Ben Rama? I know they play opposite
Pepe
sides.
cost 72 million. Let's have that right.
Exactly. Come on.
That's
Let's
irrelevant.
let's have that right.
Because I'm going to get onto that in a minute.
It's never
Because
irrelevant.
the disrespect that goes around in this chat for a certain Christian Pulisic, right? But listen,
Oh, don't even start, man.
listen.
Honestly,
No,
you
we're
know.
gonna start this. We're gonna start this.
No,
Right?
it's
The
not
American
about-
Awobi had a good game last
Did you
night. Well
watch the
done.
performance? Did you watch the performance yesterday?
I did.
Okay,
The American Awobi
and I
took
know
his
he's
goal
been,
well.
I know he's been quite very, very poor this season overall in terms of his consistency. He's only just started turning up now in the latter stages of competitions. But shouldn't we give someone more credit who can deliver in the big games against the best teams over people that can stat pad against Zagreb and Microsoft Word? Or because that's what you've been talking about.
referring
That's
to?
what we've been doing.
But
Who are you referring to? You're referring to Pepe.
Didn't I say that I take
Nicolas
Pulisic?
Pepe versus
Didn't I say I take Pulisic
versus
over Pepe?
Bergwijn. Pulisic is doing it at the biggest stage, and you guys have been comparing him to Pepe and
But
Bergwijn.
man scored a goal
And I
against Real
haven't
Madrid and now he's
seen
fucking
Pepe
messing
in
it
the
up.
Champions League
Pulisic to
once.
Bergwijn.
Turn it in. Man
I've
scored
seen
a
it
goal
on
against
Twitter.
Madrid.
Not
Now he's
you,
the best
but
in the
I've
world.
seen it on Twitter. Pepe has not done it on the biggest
When have I
stage.
ever compared Pulisic
No,
to
not
Bergwijn?
you. I'm talking about on Twitter. But that's the conversation I see. Pepe versus Pulisic versus Bergwijn, and I don't see Pepe doing it on
I've
the
never
biggest
seen
stage
that.
against the
I've
best
never-
teams.
I've
I
never
don't see
seen
it
that comparison. It's you see
No,
that.
it's on there. Trust me.
I've never seen that comparison.
No, it's on there. It's on there. Trust me. It's
What's
on there.
Bergwijn
Because I remember
doing
we
in
did it
there?
on one of our streams,
Listen,
and then Corey was like,
Matisse.
"What player can I sub in?"
Matisse, the same way you
That's
spoke
so
about Pepe costing 72 million, Pulisic cost 60 million.
He was.
Yeah.
No, don't say
He was 58. He was 58. Get your
Oh,
facts.
sorry, 52 million.
And he's also younger. And he's
He
also
cost
younger than Pepe.
58 million.
So hold on, let me get this right. So he's younger, has had injury issues, unlike Pepe, and he's performed at a higher level, and yet you man
What do
have
you mean
the
performed at a
audacity-
high level?
the
Hold up.
audacity to compare him to Pepe. Lee,
Performed at a high
I'm
level.
not comparing to
He
Pepe.
scored
Lee,
against Madrid. What are you talking about? He scored against Madrid, so he's performed at a higher level.
What, have you not seen him? No, because we
Matisse.
talk about playoff Pulisic. Last season, at the back end of the season, he performed in the big games at the high pressure moments, and he's performed now this season.
I didn't
against
see him
the team.
perform in the cup final, by the way, until he went off.
Find some shame. Find shame. please.
There's no shame. You saw him
No,
against
no.
Tottenham as well.
You
so
know
you
what
need to watch with your eyes.
You know why I'm saying you should find shame? Because I don't recall someone saying, like, me personally, I didn't say Pulisic was shit. But
Yeah.
you make some
Pull up the
outlandish.
clip. I bet you ain't got a clip of that, have you, Matisse?
You make your outlandish statements about him being better than Sancho and this, that, and the other. The guy is a decent player with good potential.
I said he had similar potential.
No, you said
Sancho.
no, you didn't. You
No,
said he was
no.
better.
It's Toby. He said he was better than
You
Sancho.
said he was
That's what he
better than
said.
Sancho.
Well, I take
You
that
said he
back.
was
He
better
has
than
similar
Sancho. You said he was better than
Nah.
Sancho.
He has
Now,
similar potential.
ridiculous.
He
No,
has
you
similar
player.
I'm
You
finding that
guys,
clip.
you
He turns up for 10
You guys
games a
are
season,
100%.
Matisse. 10 games, he just turn up and then he'll go away for the next 30. You
100%.
can't-
That's why I've got playoff Pulisic in the title. He does need to be way more consistent over the season. But Lee, not necessarily Toby, but Lee, you don't rate him that highly. So just say it with your chest because that's what
I've
you
t-
say.
I've told
I don't really rate him that highly as well,
You-
though.
Huh?
He's the
I don't rate
American
him highly
Awobi.
as well. Like, I don't think he's a bad player, but I don't rate him highly because he's
No.
not done anything in his career for me to rate him highly. So when you talk about him like this,
But he
You're
just-
talking
he
like- you're
just
talking
performed
like he's
in
a
the
prime Mark
semi-finals of the
Overmars,
Champions
mate.
League.
Matisse, he scored a great goal, but his decision making again was poor. How many times were you on the break and he
overpassed it?
He makes an overhit pass, and
Yep.
this is the problem with Pulisic as well. He's explosive, but he's not at times he's not a constant threat for the 90 minutes. And in addition to that, his brain is mush. He doesn't make the right decisions.
Man said his brain was mush after he
His
just
brain is mush, bro.
Corey, as a neutral, who would you take?
Come on, man.
Pepe or Pulisic? As an or Bergwijn, seeing as Matisse.
No, I don't even know where's this Bergwijn thing come in? It's on social media. I don't understand who's doing this. He scored one decent goal against Man City, which has never ended the conversation.
I like Bergwijn, but he's not as good as these, man. He's not anymore.
Look, I personally,
I'm just saying he's good enough to be above this comparison. But carry on.
No, I prefer Pulisic for his style of play. That's my opinion. I think Pepe, for me, I haven't really seen enough from him. A lot of step overs, again, constantly running into dead ends. I don't know. I prefer Pulisic, but I don't think there's much of a debate. I'm not sure. I can't believe he was comparing him to Sancho, though, to be honest. That's a little bit.
I said.
I'm going to find the clip. Don't worry. You said he was better than Sancho.
What I meant was he has similar potential. I'm not going to.
You said he was better than Sancho.
You said he was better than Sancho, and then you were start saying Bundesliga attacks. Don't lie. Don't lie.
I'm going to find the clip. Don't worry, I'm finding it.
And Lee,
why you always lying?
Listen. Just like you revoked the Trent generational thing, Lee, you still have time to revoke Mahrez is better than Neymar. I revoke it.
Watch tonight. Yeah, let's see which one turns up tonight. Yeah, Mahrez or Neymar. Watch Mahrez do a mad thing, bro.
Listen, don't do
Neymar,
that,
man.
Lee,
Neymar.
don't do that because you're asking for it.
Trust when Mahrez bags the winner tonight. Yeah, everyone sit back down.
Oh my God, you are mad.
I might have to put myself clip there, you know.
What I meant to say is that he has similar potential. I'm not going to drop that because I think he does have similar potential. If he can find some consistency in his game, I think he has similar potential. My point is I think he's done enough to be rated higher than comparisons with Pepe and Bergwijn. That is my point. I'm not dropping that because Pepe doesn't have good decision making either. So if you want to talk about decision making,
he's got better decision making than Pulisic because he scores more, creates more, and plays better in more games.
If you're playing against Microsoft Word, of course you're going to score.
Okay, hold up. Go back to the cup final last season. Go back to the cup final last season where we beat you at Wembley in the final. He was probably man of the match, but Aubameyang got it because he scored the goal.
Pulisic scored that amazing goal.
Go back to the semi-final. He was probably man of the match in that as well.
Wait, who was man of the match?
Pulisic scored that amazing goal, to be fair.
And got injured. That's who was running the show before he got injured. Let's not forget. If you
hold up. Dig deeper Pepe scored one of the best FA Cup final goals I've ever seen, and VAR ruled it off because a toenail was offside, bruv.
Oh, wow.
Your keeper was watching.
Hudson scored offside as well. You don't see me bringing it up.
He was man of the match for me. Pepe was sweet in that semi-final against City. Pepe was brilliant. Yeah, Man United, he scored the winner. Yeah, that's not a big game then, no. The second in the table.
Oh my God!
Not a big game.
Literally scored against Manchester City last season. Floored Mendy, scored in the FA Cup final. Yes, scored at Stamford Bridge. Scored there against Real Madrid. Has done it in the Champions League. Got man of the match against Porto. Pepe hasn't even played Champions League football. How is this even a comparison? How?
Right, so because so let me put it to you like this then, yeah. You've got Tammy Abraham, playing Champions League football. Wow. Yeah, is he better than Aubameyang then? Is he better than Aubameyang then?
To a top 10 club. I'm gonna remember that
question. Is he better than Aubameyang?
I'm gonna remember that also.
Is he better than Aubameyang? Because he's playing Champions League football.
Tammy Abraham doesn't do it against the big teams. That's the whole point. That's the whole point why he's not in the team right now. Because he only does it against smaller teams. He doesn't do it against the bigger teams. But we're not going to talk about Tammy because if he gets his move to a top 10 team, we're going to talk about that later. But
come back to me when Pulisic, consistently has a whole season where he slaps it. Until then, he's bang average.
I know he's not consistent, but neither Pepe is Pepe consistent.
Pepe don't get picked.
Why are we arguing about one decent player and one poor player? Why are we doing this?
Wait, who's the poor one?
Pepe's poor. Pepe's poor.
All right.
Pulisic isn't the best thing since sliced bread, but Pepe is poor. Let's be real.
I think you didn't say he was the best thing since sliced bread. I said he's inconsistent as hell and he needs to be.
No, you said he's better than Sancho.
However, I think he's very
slander, mate. Can't be doing that.
I think a player deserves a lot of credit when they can do it against better opposition at crunch time when the pressure's on. It's very easy to do it at the start of the season when there's not much pressure.
Very easy, that doesn't make sense. It's not very easy though. It's harder.
We talk about Harry Kane, right? We talk about Harry Kane.
What you said doesn't make sense. So if a player goes missing for
Harry Kane sometimes goes missing in the big games, and that is what people judge.
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
I'm
Bullshit.
talking about.
Harry Kane made his name dominating big matches, and guess what? And maintaining being a constant threat throughout the game. Pulisic really does that. So miss me with all this nonsense. He's wearing the number 10. If you want to go on, and you're talking about him as if he's Cristiano Ronaldo.
I didn't call him that.
If you want to go on stats this season,
nobody called him that. I just want some respect.
Yeah?
That's what I want.
Yeah, if you want to go on stats and have some respect, yeah, right. You want to go on stats. Man scored 6 goals in 2,000 minutes of football this season. Yeah.
I know he's been inconsistent this season, but
yeah,
if he can turn up against
36 games, he scored 1 in fucking 5.
If he can turn up in the Champions League semi-finals, there must be something going on there. It must not.
Why are we still arguing about this though?
Because he won't drop it.
It's ridiculous. You made
man. I'm going to find that.
You made a ludicrous statement about Pulisic versus Sancho, and now anytime Pulisic does well, you try and use it as a stick to beat us with, as if what he's doing is
because you disrespect him. Because you guys failed to
Sancho, bro.
You guys failed to acknowledge the difference between his injury record and the other players. Like, you know, if he was consistently fit his whole career and he was putting up these numbers, then cool. The same way Pepe's not getting picked is the same way Pulisic is recovering from an injury every 5 minutes. But you don't want to take that into context, do we? We don't want to take that into context.
I'll take it into context. I'll take it right into context, yeah?
It's been taken into context.
Because when we talk about
what you are not taking,
and we talk about Ramsey, and we talk about Wilshere, and we talk
about hold on. I'll put it into context, yeah? I'll put it into context. Pepe's playing in a worse football team, has played 400 minutes more, and got double the output, bruv. End the conversation. Double the output in a worse team with 400 minutes more football. How can that be possible?
Who was it against? How many?
It doesn't matter who it's against.
Europa League.
Okay, hold on. Peter Crouch scored a hat-trick against Arsenal once. Andy Carroll scored a hat-trick against Arsenal for Newcastle once. Does that mean Andy Carroll was fucking brilliant player? Like, he was fucking immense. Oh, he scored a hat-trick because he done it against Arsenal. He done it against Arsenal because he got lucky on the day, same as Peter Crouch. Andy Carroll was not a prolific goal scorer, neither was Peter Crouch. Yeah? So just because somebody doesn't do it against Liverpool, yeah, this whole big game thing is a nonsense. Oh, we don't do it in the big games. He don't do it in the big games. Drogba, oh, he's the ultimate big game player. Yeah, man scored never got 20 goals a fucking season.
Are you trying to slander Drogba?
I'm not slandering him. I'm just proving a point that you don't have to just do it in big games, or you don't have to do it in the big games. To be considered a good player.
I think hilarious. You talk about, we talk about standards. And you talk about winning trophies, Lee. If you're going to ever win trophies, you do need to do it against the big clubs. That's kind of the point.
The team need to step up and do it against the team.
And the team needs not big one individual in that team. There's no I in team, bro. Situations. Don't try and compare against in a Champions League side.
Stop triggering me on fucking Pulisic then.
Don't try and compare the pressure because it's not the same.
Matisse, yeah. Pulisic, you love talking about his injury record. 43, 42 appearances. The same Jadon Sancho who you said Bundesliga tax. This Bundesliga tax league, 43 appearances, 5 goals, like 17 years old. 42 appearances, 5 goals the following season. 30 appearances, 7
How old
goals.
was he?
And how old is Jadon Sancho?
I rate Sancho.
What are you saying? What are you saying here? What are you saying here?
I literally
Sancho's 21 years old. Pulisic is 22, so he's a year younger than Pulisic, and he was doing better.
Sancho. This is not about Sancho. This is about Pepe.
So
I already retracted. I said they have similar potential. I already retracted. But I'm talking about Pepe. I'm not going to let that slide. But anyway, we'll move on. Who is better at 21, Eden Hazard or Jadon Sancho? I think Eden Hazard for me, personally. I mean, he literally won a league title at Lille. So
no, he wasn't. He wasn't better than...
Exactly. Just because he won a league title. Okay, on that basis.
Did you watch Eden Hazard at Lille?
Actually, you know what? Let me not lie. Hazard was fake. Hazard. No. Matisse, you know what? I'll drop my Hazard again today. I'll drop my Hazard again today. You're right. He was better. No, he was. Hazard at Lille was next. I'm not gonna lie.
How can you say Hazard was better because he won a title at Lille?
No, but
he was the best player.
My point is, winning trophies doesn't equate to how good an individual is.
Because
if
that's
the best player,
did you watch? That was one of my points.
I did watch him. He was the best player.
Make more points.
He was the best player. You're right. You're right. We don't need to argue. Don't worry. Hazard at 21 was better than Sancho.
Wait. I just want to get Lee's opinion on this.
Ready. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, Lee, answer.
I'd like to have some of these players at my club. I really would. It's Jared Bowen for me with his goals and assists. Proper output, that lads.
Lee, who are you picking out of these two then at 21 years old? Don't be that good.
Both shit leagues. But I'm going to take my Jadon Sancho hat off and I'm going to agree Eden Hazard.
I thought he was going to cause a storm there. Toby talking smack by his team's trophy cabinet. I can't leave. I'm not going to agree with that. Toby was just spit. I was just going to leave it. You know what I'm saying? The trophy cabinet argument. I'm not gonna.
Did you notice Corey's just like, oh shit, yeah, we've only ever won 3 trophies.
Don't come for me, man. Don't come for me.
Oh my god, honestly.
This show's lit every week, I swear.
Someone said I don't give Martial respect.
It goes off. I've actually got bare work to do as well. You donkeys are arguing about
Pulisic, you know.
Finally, last 10 minutes, just quickly. I mean, what you guys obviously got to probably see the game last night. What did you make of it, Chelsea versus Real Madrid, outside of Pulisic? Or we've spoken about him enough. But I'm personally, as a Chelsea fan, I'm very proud of the performance outside Timo Werner. But at the same time, I'm very pissed off with the result because I feel like we've missed an opportunity there to actually take control of the tie. And now we're going into the second leg when Mendy comes back, Ramos comes back, a fitter Eden Hazard comes back. If he's on smoke, and I feel like we've kind of made this more difficult than it needs to be. Real Madrid were nowhere near their best. They changed shape, they changed formation to mirror us. They looked uncomfortable in their shape. Toni Kroos was dropping back into positions that I've never, into the back three almost to try and get on the ball because of the press and the way that we were, keeping the space in between the lines quite tight. They couldn't really find a way through us. Varane came after the game and said he couldn't really find a way to bypass the midfield with his passing. I feel like we've had a missed opportunity. Some Chelsea fans are telling me to calm down. What do you guys make of it?
It was a good performance from Chelsea. I'm not going to lie. Like it was a very good performance. In fact, I think the fact that Real Madrid only scoring due to a ridiculous piece of brilliance from Benzema and not really having much else in terms of a clear goal scoring chance tells you that Chelsea are just a really well drilled side these days when they're at their best, and that's testament to the manager, and that's testament to some of the players implementing his plan. And honestly, you should be frustrated by Werner, but you're in a good position heading into the second leg because you've got the away goal. They need to come out. And they need to score. If it ends 0-0, you're through. But I knowing Thomas Tuchel, I think you're going to go out and you're going to try and get that.
Have to.
You're going to try and get that goal or two just to make the game safe. But listen, it was we've spoken about it a million times. It was a 50-50 tie to begin with, and Chelsea came out on top. I think Zidane, from a Real Madrid point of view, he's going to need players back. Do you get what I'm saying? He's going to need Valverde back because I think that midfield battle, it was long. Kante was excellent. Jorginho, I felt he did his job well. I felt Chelsea didn't really let Madrid play, man. Chelsea didn't let Madrid play, especially in the first half. So I think Zidane's going to need some players back in the second half and in the second leg. And I think Chelsea, I reckon they should be able to navigate their way to the final from here, in my opinion. Yeah, if they play like that again.
You sound a little bit confident in us. I'm nervous because I feel like the game is very finely poised. It's like we said, 50-50 going into it. I feel like when you have that kind of performance away from home in the Champions League, you need to make sure that you really put some goals past them, get those away goals on the board, and make sure that you take advantage. Because the second leg, it's going to be a nervous wreck for me. But I mean, Corey, what did you make of it? Because
coming at my door, yeah.
Oh yeah, cool. What did you make of it, Corey? Because obviously, defensively, Real Madrid only had one shot on target. Build-up play-wise, Chelsea played some decent stuff at times with the triangles they were making. Third man, Kante runs and whatnot. But once again, just like against you guys, let's be real, the final third kind of just is costly.
Yeah, I've got to get something off my chest about Timo Werner, because I was honestly, I'm not even a Chelsea fan, and I'm sitting there going, forget the miss, take the miss out of it. There are 2 passes into him, I can't remember, it might have been Pulisic and Kante, and every time, I can't understand why Timo Werner, a player that should be playing on the shoulder using his pace, is asking for it to feet. Like, that's the type of run he should be making, and then he's left it too late, and then he's put it into the side netting. I don't know how that guy constantly gets in your side. At this stage, I just think, when you just throw a Tammy Abraham in there, because I honestly believe it. I don't buy this argument that, Timo works really hard, he stretches, etc. Sure, he does, but I feel like Tammy could do a similar job, not to maybe the same extent, but if he gets into those positions, he's getting a shot on target. In terms of the overall game, mate, I thought you were very impressive. I thought you looked knackered. I was surprised that you played exactly the same side that you played against us, and then when you switched it up, all of a sudden the intensity and the pressing was spot on. So I don't think you've really got anything to worry about. And when I watch Chelsea against us as well, everything's like very reactive. Like, the minute someone tries to press up against them and give them space, then they come alive a little bit. And you feel that Madrid are going to come with a back 4. They're going to try and press you. They've got to create something. But side note, I thought Benzema was brilliant. Like, honestly, I don't watch too much of him, but what a player. Like, the goal is brilliant. But everything that he does around that as well, he's just not the number 9. He's very, very complete. But I think he'll get the job done. I think it'll be a 1-0 Chelsea, because I just don't think Madrid have got enough creatively to go forward. There's no real spark there. But we'll see, mate. It'll be a good tie.
I mean, you guys have put your hat on Chelsea. I'm very nervous. Like, a lot of Chelsea fans who watched my review last night will know I'm shitting it. Do you know what I mean? This is all I'm going to be thinking about for the next week. Fulham game, obviously, in between. I'm just hoping that they take care of business. But Scott Parker's been playing great football there, so they've been looking on the up a bit. So listen, I don't even know. But when it comes to us, I think, some people are saying Modric and Kroos weren't fully fit. They were missing a few players. Kova might be back. That would be the only player coming back for us. And a lot of people are saying, why not play Giroud? I think when it comes down to Giroud, I just think to myself, Tuchel clearly wants movement and pace up front. He clearly wants a fluid, interchangeable attack.
It won't suit you, mate. It won't suit you.
And I think that's why he's going with Werner over Abraham, despite the poor finishing, is because he knows Werner can go out wide on the left and he can take up different positions. And he had a good opportunity down the right as well, where he smashed it into the side net, which probably pissed me off even more than the miss for the open goal. And he knows that he doesn't have to use him as a focal point. And I don't think he trusts Giroud in that position, because he knows that he can't take advantage of a high line because he has to play to feet. And Tammy Abraham, I just honestly don't think he rates him very highly, which is, I've really, when I've spoken about Tammy, I've just been trying to get a bit of respect on his name when people talk about Werner and they talk about Tammy, because Tammy and Werner, for me, are having quite similar first seasons in the fact that they're both having a bit of output, but they're both missing loads of big chances, and they both have massive flaws in their game. I think they're both kind of similar, in terms of the what they've done in their first season. But Tammy was getting slaughtered for it last season, and Timo Werner gets quite a bit of a pass this season.
Lee, pass, really?
Timo Werner gets a lot of passes from Chelsea fans, I think mainly because of, when you look at his goal contributions, it looks quite good. But if you strip that back and you look at just general play, there's a lot that needs to improve. Do you know what I mean? He is a hard worker. He does run the channels. He does have a great attitude. But at the end of the day, if you miss these type of big chances, it is going to cost us. And he missed loads of big chances against West Ham. It didn't cost us. But at the highest level, it can cost you. Lee, what did you make of everything last night?
Werner should have scored. Yeah, I think, like, why are you side-footing that? Just put your laces through it. It's a goal. Yeah, but he does run the channels. You're not right. He does run the channels. He does on a high line. He's rapid. So once you get him away on a high line, he's clean through. Whether he buries it or not, it's a different story. But Giroud, I think that game last night, second half, I thought you should have gone with Giroud second half and just took Werner off. Yeah, and the reason I think that is the second half was always going to be a lot cagier than the first half. The first half was like brilliant, both having a go. Like first 20 minutes, you were all over him. Then Benzema hit the post, and then after they got the goal, what a goal from Benzema! There's not many strikers that could have done that. Yeah, like that cushion header he done, and then whipped it in one fluid movement so quickly. he's unbelievable, man. You don't lead the line, or well, I say lead the line. He was second fiddle to Ronaldo for most of it, but he's been there for 12 years, mate. You don't play for Madrid for 12 years if you ain't good.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? I rate him highly, and he's massively underrated, I think. But the second half was always going to be a lot cagier because you've both got the goal. You've both had a go at each other. You've sized each other up. And I think in the end, both teams were kind of happy with that draw in the end. Yeah, because I think if Madrid had gone for it a little bit more, you would have done them anyway. I think you'll still go through. I think you're going to win it. I think you'll win the Champions League. Real talk.
What?
Yeah.
You think you're going to win it?
I think you'll win it. I do. And the reason I think you'll win it is because you've got a manager that's been to a final last season and lost. Yeah. And he knows now what it takes to win it. Yeah. He's got a team that have scored in 17 or 18 straight games the first goal. Yeah. So you're always on the front foot from early. You're quick, you're sharp, you get out and get at them. But you've got to manage the game a little bit better, like in terms of substitutes and stuff like that, because I think that's the only downside that I've seen from Tuchel is that some of his subs at times, they don't impact the game. Like I think second leg, I think you'll have Kovacic back, apparently. I don't know if that's true, but he's a big miss for you, I think. Yeah, especially under this manager. Under the previous manager, I thought he was out of his depth. Like when we played you, he had him and Kante together. Like Kante was superb last night, by the way. Can I just say that? I thought he was easily man of the match. Yeah, he was absolutely everywhere. It was like a throwback to 3 years ago. Like he was doing everything. But I think
he's doing everything but passing. His passing was poor.
Yeah, some of his passing let him down last night. But the way he can go past people, his energy levels are ridiculous. Yeah, and like he very rarely misses a tackle. If he goes for a tackle, he'll win it normally. So I rate Kante. I think he's been brilliant for the Premier League, man. Not just at Chelsea, but at Leicester. But I think second half, I think you should have took Werner off. Like, yes, he will run his socks off. Yes, he's not having the greatest of seasons. Yes, his GA looks great on paper. But I think next season, if you don't fix up, I think you'll bin him. Like this time next season, if he ain't sharpened his tool, that sounded wrong. If he hasn't sharpened up his finishing, I think you'll flog him next summer. Yeah, but Olivier Giroud, I think he's a different type of player, of course. But I think that game last night, Werner should have come off, and I think that Giroud should have come on at half time. And you knew that it weren't going to be like it was a great game to watch. Yeah, the second half it slowed down. You were never going to keep that tempo up for the first 20 minutes for the whole 90. So you needed to do something different. And I think that's the only thing that I've looked at since Tuchel's been there. And I thought sometimes you just get it wrong there, like in games that you could easily blitz an opponent. And I think they were there for the taking last night. Yeah, because I don't think they're that great. Yeah, they're good. Don't get it twisted. And they could win the league. If Barca win their game in hand, I think they go top. Yeah, and it's like 4 points then that separate the top four. So any one of them four can win it. But they've got the know-how of this competition. They've got players like Marcelo have won it. Ramos has won it multiple times. Kroos, Modric, they're an experienced outfit. But I just think that you've got to utilise that squad a little bit more in the second leg. Yeah. I don't think Werner's crap. I rated him at Leipzig, but he's got that Bundesliga tax that Pulisic found out about. Yeah, that other players that have come here, Havertz, he's another one. He's not really done it this season, but I think Olivier Giroud can still have a big say in whether you win this. Because like as much as he was underappreciated by Arsenal fans, including me, I think he's a really good player. Yeah, and I think that in big games, he does decide big games, man. We've seen it since he's been at Arsenal, since he's been at you lot. He turns up and he scores an important goal, or he'll do a little flick that gets you a goal. Yeah, I think you need to utilise him a little bit more in the rest of this season in the league and that Champions League second leg, because they're going to come and they're going to try and win the game because they have to, because otherwise you're through. Yeah, and I think that's where you'll go again with Werner, because they'll come at you and they'll try and play that high line again. I think you should just go Giroud in the second leg. Maybe play Werner, but play him left.
I don't know. I'm leaning towards Havertz, but someone here just said, I mean, there's been some people saying Werner player of the year. Someone just said, what did Mount do? This is how I know you.
Mount's a quality footballer.
This is how I know you didn't watch the goddamn game, because this is just embarrassing now. Like, what did you do? Go on SofaScore and see that he didn't get a goal or assist, and he said, then now you think he did nothing. How do you think we dominated a midfield of Kroos, Modric, and Casemiro without Mason Mount playing a pivotal role. How do you think that happened? Do you think it was just Kante just like covering everybody, like all three of them, or do you not think he did cover, but Mount dropped into the midfield and was part of that. It was a 3v3. That's why you play Mason Mount. That's why you don't play three.
Mason Mount's your player of the season. Facts. I said this months ago, and Chelsea fans were laughing at me. Yeah,
it's not close. Honestly, if you watch the games, even when he doesn't score or assist, he still had an impact on the game.
Do you know what it is with Mount? He's got the ability to his passing range is very good. Yeah, but he's got the ability to drop a shoulder and go past somebody with ease, mate. And he is a goal threat. Yeah, and he can score all types of goals. I know he's not relentless with his goal output, but he can score all types of goals. He can take free kicks. He can do a low-driven 20-yard screamer. Yeah, he can finesse one top bins, finesse one bottom bins, left foot, right foot. I think he's massively underappreciated, man. I think he's a fucking wicked footballer, mate. Yeah, I think him and Phil Foden, yeah, are probably the two best central midfielders in this country. Yeah, like youngsters. Yeah, I think he's superb, man. Every time I watch Mason Mount, he gets better.
Yeah,
you can't underestimate him in that system either. Like the way that he can drop into a midfield three and then get up and play almost that inside forward. Like it's really difficult to do that. Like you can only really do that if you're technically sound. But what impresses me more is he's pressing off the ball. Like he's so good at it. Like he's massively. I don't know if he's underrated, but he's definitely underappreciated. To be honest, he'll definitely start for England 100%, and I'd have him in there because of what he offers.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, the chat's gone mad. 1,000 of you in here. Make sure you smash the like button for the show. It's always carnage. It's in the name. It's always going to be like that when you've got 4 London clubs, heated rivals coming up against each other every single week. With the way that London clubs have been moving this season, it's so up and down. It's been nuts. But yeah, listen, we're going to wrap up now. Corey, bro, final thoughts and let them know where to find you.
Yeah, he got lucky with a 1-0, mate. I'm sure West Ham will push you all the way for the next 5. West Ham Way on YouTube and Corey _ on Twitter. Hopefully you don't win the Champions League because I think that might be unbearable. Maybe
yeah,
show
it's funny because if Lee's lovely prediction comes true, then we will be knocking out someone out of the Champions League from the league. I think from 4th position. So that would be if West Ham did finish 4th and then we won it. That would I think knock you guys out. Lee, bro,
wouldn't 5 qualify?
I think no. I think only if you win.
In it, if Arsenal win the Europa League in it, then we get booted into the Europa League
because when we won it and Tottenham finished 4th in 2012, we kicked them out. So
yeah, I think they changed the rule since then. So it's 5 since, isn't it?
Maybe.
But I think Corey might have a point because if Arsenal win the Europa, then we go Champions League.
No, it is 5. It is 5. So if Chelsea win the Champions League and finish outside the top 4, whoever finishes in the top 4 will get the Champions League. But I think we only have a maximum of 5 spots. Though,
yeah. So if Arsenal won the Europa League, West Ham finished 4th. And Chelsea finished 5th and won the Champions League. Yeah, West Ham get kicked out.
Get them Gooners out. Get them out, man. Honestly.
You want to hope Man United win it then, mate.
Yeah. Come on, you Red Devils.
What I'm going to do is, I'm going to find that clip of me talking about Pulisic and Sancho. I'm going to play it next stream just to put this to bed. I keep getting dragged for it now. So
didn't he say he's better than Sancho?
I'm going to find the clip.
He did, and then he started talking about some bullshit like Bundesliga tax or some shit.
Yeah.
As if Sancho.
There is a Bundesliga little tax.
Then why didn't it apply? Why didn't it apply to Pulisic then? Why didn't he?
Because he didn't. You said
he didn't put
up mad stats in the Bundesliga. There's nothing to tax.
So then your point is dead.
Bro, it's like when you're earning minimum wage, you can't tax a brother when he has not earned minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? Lee, let them know where to find you, bro.
This guy, man, I swear.
I need to go. I got a meeting. It's 2:30, lads. I need to bounce. Sorry.
You go first, Toby.
Go on, Toby. Let them know.
I need to go. I need to bounce. I got a meeting. Lee, I'm gonna send you my details.
Yeah, come on.
Later.
Yeah, come on.
See ya.
In a bit.
Stitched up as well. Jose weren't even the manager, bruv. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, unbelievable, Jeff. But yeah, Lee Gunner on YouTube, back again at 6. I'll be on a channel at 5 called Never a Foul. Yeah, so make sure you check that out. They're good lads. They're mates of mine as well. Yeah, from where I used to live. So they're good lads. But yeah, Lee Gunner 82 on Twitter and Insta. Lee Gunner AFC on Facebook. And I haven't got OnlyFans yet.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
Lovely. And yeah, people, like I said, that's really, well, I'll be on Dammy's show at 4. All You Can Eat Chelsea tomorrow, and then we prepare for Fulham. So that's really it from me. If you haven't checked it out, check out the interview I did with Ian Dark a couple of days ago. That's pinned on the channel. He was brilliant. Just to listen to his voice, you'll enjoy that, if nothing more. You know what I mean? He's one of the legendary commentators, so that was a privilege there. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. in a bit, people.
I'll take her out.
Man never fails.